Okay guys, it's Itro and we're gonna talk about the pure evil that is a Galarian Stunfisk. It's out to kill you. So let's start from the beginning with regular Stunfisk in Unova. It's a flat fish with a lovely smile and hides in the mud. If and when someone steps on it, it will deliver a jolt of electricity to who or whatever did the stepping. Obviously, if someone steps on you, it hurts and you'd want to defend yourself. So Stunfisk sapping people and Pokemon makes sense. But we know from the Pokédex that this isn't the reason a Stunfisk would try to electrocute someone. Because 1. Its skin is very hard, so it is unhurt even if stepped on by a sumo wrestler. It smiles when transmitting electricity. That's from the Black Pokédex. So this tells us Stunfisk is not hurt from getting stepped on, so it's not a form of self-defense. And 2. It conceals itself in the mud of the seashore. Then it waits. When prey touch it, it delivers a jolt of electricity. And that's the White Pokédex. Now this tells us it's specifically prey that it saps. Stunfisk wants people to step on it, because it's how it hunts. It's simply a hunting tactic. But this doesn't mean that everyone or everything that steps on it is the intended prey. From Black and White 2 we get the Dex entry: when its opponent can't be paralyzed, it contorts itself with unexpected speed and flops away. Which suggests that at the very least it doesn't hunt ground types. And in Unova, where it was first introduced, it shares its habitat mainly with ground type Pokemon. And the ones that aren't part ground type are Shelmet and Carablast, plus Krogunk in Black and White 2 I think. So maybe it's mostly targeting small bug types. Or maybe it preys on trainers traversing the area. But that would be pretty far-fetched to assume, because Stunfisk would rely on humans walking by. Humans don't really like to walk around in mud that much, to be honest. But if we go over to the real target of this video, and this theory, Galarian Stunfisk, it's a completely different story. Because my theory is that Galarian Stunfisk has evolved specifically to hunt humans. So Galarian Stunfisk has a completely different appearance and type. It's now steel instead of electric, and it resembles a bear trap, which will brutally clamp down spikes into its prey to trap it. And while the regular Stunfisk simply just hides itself, so you'll step on it by mistake, because you simply didn't see it, Galarian Stunfisk, on the other hand, uses bait to lure you in. This is referenced in the Shield Pokédex. Its conspicuous lips lure prey in as it lies in wait in the mud. When prey gets close, Stunfisk clamps its jagged steel fins down on them. So the lips are used as bait to lure in prey, and as you can see, the lips are red on top and white on the bottom, perfectly mimicking a Pokeball. There is no wild Pokemon that would have an interest in a human-made inedible object. Pokeballs are made by humans for humans. Literally the only creature that would be interested in reaching out to grab a Pokeball is a human. Now, where in Galar would you find Galarian Stunfisk? Galar Mine number 2. Who named that place? That's stupid. But yeah, mines. A place literally created by and frequently visited by humans. But let's take a step back just to entertain some other possibilities. There are a few other Pokemon that also resemble Pokeballs, mainly the Voltorb line and the Fungus line. Voltorb in this case is irrelevant because it does not live in Galar, it is unobtainable. Unless it comes out in the second expansion, which at this point in time has yet to be released. The Fungus, however, does live in the Galar region. So Galarian Stunfisk could have evolved to lure in Pokemon that would normally target a Fungus, like by tricking the target into thinking their mouth isn't a Pokeball, but a Fungus. But that theory kind of falls apart when you take into account that Fungus only lives on the Isle of Armor, a place where Stunfisk doesn't live at all. And their habitats don't overlap at all. And in addition to that, Amoonguss Pokédex entry says that the Pokeball pattern is used to lure in prey, but also that very few Pokemon are fooled by it. And another state that it doesn't move around much at all and just waits around by Pokeballs. So it seems a lot more likely that these Pokemon just evolved to have similar hunting tactics, and the tactic seems to only really work on humans. And that's right, I think Among Us is also an evil human hunting Pokemon. Why else would it hang around Pokeballs, waiting for humans? These Pokemon are out to get us. Okay, back to Galarian Stunfisk. I mentioned it lives in Galar Mine number 2. Terrible name, but anyway. That's not the whole truth. There's a few other areas it also lives in, and the other areas are Slumbering Weald and then 2 places in the wild area. And the Slumbering Weald honestly seems to be avoided by humans rather than visited by them, so that would make it seem unlikely that it would target humans, right? Well, not necessarily, because if we look at how common Galarian Stunfisk actually is there, it's only at a 5% encounter rate. It's actually a very rare encounter. And there's a human town, Postwick, right next to the Slumbering Weald, and the old altar deep in the Slumbering Weald suggests that humans have been around the area for a long time. So maybe since the area is less visited now, that's why there's a few Galarian Stunfisk there now. But perhaps they used to be more common when more people were around. And then the other area, or areas where Galarian Stunfisk lives, are both in the wild area and located between Motostoke and Hammerlock, the 2 biggest cities in the entire region. So naturally, trainers do sometimes travel in these areas, even though it's kind of a rough area and you have to be a trainer. And in both these areas, Galarian Stunfisk only appears if the weather condition is right. So even at best, it's still pretty rare to see it in a wild area. At most, the encounter rate is at 30%. But again, that's only when the right 1 out of 9 weather conditions are met. So while it's still a lot more common than in the Slumbering Weald, it's still not very common. And knowing all that, exactly how common is Galarian Stunfisk in Galar Mine number 2 that I mentioned earlier? It is 100% there. Literally every single time you enter the mines, Galarian Stunfisk will be there. And so will the humans actively working there every day. So in conclusion, Slumbering Weald, few people, few Galarian Stunfisk. Wild area, moderate amount of people and moderate amount of Galarian Stunfisk. In the mines, people always around, Galarian Stunfisk always around. Coincidence? I think not. And lastly, we can literally see Galarian Stunfisk trying to catch us. If you, a human trainer, get close to a Galarian Stunfisk, it will snap and try to catch you. And they do this every time without fail. They try to catch you. And what happens when another Pokemon living in the mines walks close to it? Nothing. It does nothing. You can literally see this. Galarian Stunfisk specifically targets humans. They want us dead. I rest my case. Okay, this has been my first ever public Pokemon theory. Usually when I think of something, other people will have theories about it too, but I've waited for months at this point, and I haven't seen a single other person mention this one, so I kinda had to do it. So thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to agree or disagree, or even better, if you have any fun theories of your own, I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching. Bye!